Hi there. It's February 17th, Saturday, and time for Proverbs 17. Let's jump over there, and we'll get started. This is another Thanksgiving verse at the beginning here. Better to eat a dry crust of bread with peace of mind than have a banquet in a house full of trouble. Does that sound like a Thanksgiving verse? Or any big dinner, or people are going to fight with each other. So, yeah. Verse 2. A shrewd servant will gain authority over a master's worthless son and receive part of the inheritance. Right. We don't have servants so much anymore, but there were some servants back in the day that were just very good, I guess. 3. Gold and silver are tested by fire, and a person's heart is tested by the Lord. Are you going through it? A lot of times that's for purification purposes, okay? I come from a foundry background, and among other things. And when you melt metal in the furnace or in a crucible, all the impurities float to the top, and then they take a steel ladle and they scrape off the impurities and they throw those away. But you have to melt it down to liquid to get the impurities out of the metal. Gold and silver. With any metal, aluminum, iron. There's always impurities in it, and they will float to the top, and you can scrape those off, and what's left is pure gold, pure silver. Okay? It takes different temperatures to melt these. Okay, but a person's heart is tested by the Lord. Okay? So, if you're going through it, just know that God's removing the impurities, and you will end up being pure. Pure of heart, pure of something. Oh. Yeah. So that's important. They call it the refining pot. And number 4. Evil people listen to evil ideas, and liars listen to lies. They're all in one group, aren't they? 5. If you make fun of poor people, you insult the God who made them. You will be punished if you take pleasure in someone's misfortune. Got that? That even means your enemies. You're not supposed to celebrate when your enemies lose. Okay? They do. Okay? You will be punished if you take pleasure in someone's misfortune. Okay? I'm not talking about sports. Okay, I don't do sports. Okay, nobody gets hurt in sports. Sports are just games that millionaires play, just to distract you from things that are really going on. Okay? They called it bread and circuses in the Roman days. 6. Grandparents are proud of their grandchildren just as children are proud of their parents. See, that's kind of, going. I like that better in the word for word translation. Children are the crown of the old. Grandchildren are the crown of the old, and the glory of sons too is their fathers. Okay? Just as children are proud of their parents, the glory of sons to their fathers. That's true. I never met somebody in my age that didn't just love their grandchildren and their pictures. I have grandchildren myself, so I know these things. Hey, Respected people do not tell lies, and fools have nothing worthwhile to say. And I'll highlight that first part. Respected people do not tell lies. Okay? Some people are hard to respect, especially when you see them right here on the screen lying to you. Right? Some people believe a bribe works like magic. They believe it can do anything. A bribe is a charm or a stone of favor in the sight of its owner. Wherever he turns, he prospers. So, yeah, that's kind of an interesting way to put that. You know what? You know why people bribe other people? Because they want something that's worth more than what they're bribing them with. So if a lobbyist gives a congressperson $1 million, it's for a favor. And I personally think lobbyists should be outlawed. Okay, to me, that's bribery and extortion. But it runs this country amok most of the time. It's supposed to be what the people want, you know. They're supposed to be representatives. They're not called rulers. They're representatives representing our best interests. And a lobbyist comes in and, you know, we're only paying them $170,000 a year. And some like, hey, I'll give you 5 years salary if you vote this way on this thing, and get your friends to do that too. So they can get their way, or some business can get something that they shouldn't have got or something. But it usually ends up being more of your tax money. But, you know. But yeah, bribes work like magic. So I harped on that enough, huh? Get me off that soapbox. Okay, verse 9. If you want people to like you, forgive them when they wrong you. Remember, wrongs can break up a friendship. One who conceals an offense seeks love, but one who repeats a matter separates close friends. Well, if you want people to like you, forgive them when they wrong you. Okay? So we just highlight this whole chapter too. The more I go through this, the longer these are, and the more I talk about this stuff. This is the 6th time we've gone through these Proverbs. 6 of 24, hopefully. Okay, verse 10. An intelligent person learns more from one rebuke than a fool learns from being beaten 100 times. Right? Would you rather be intelligent? Yeah. And a rebuke is probably pretty strong. A rebuke goes deeper into one who has understanding than 100 blows into a fool. Okay. Verse 11. Death will come like a cruel messenger to wicked people who are always stirring up trouble. Yeah. Yeah, a cruel messenger. If you're stirring up trouble, if you're not, if you're righteous and you're good, when it's time to go, some beautiful angel will say, oh, let's go home. You know? Let's go home. That'll be nice, huh? It is better to meet a mother robbed of her cubs than to meet some fool busy with a stupid project. Never read it like that before. That's rather than a fool in his foolishness. Some fool busy with a stupid project. Yeah. Unfortunately, they've started putting all these on the internet now. People that do stupid things. You know? Like, you see somebody, these good old boys, they take the airbags out of cars and they'll put them on there, and, you know, and they'll put a board over it, you know, and put them on some tires and put a board over it, and they'll sit on it, and then have some other good old boy standing over there with the remote, and he'll boom and shoot the airbag off, and the guy breaks his back and he drops up in the air, and everybody laughs and thinks it's funny. But you don't want to be in the middle of that, okay? That's just one, but there's lots of stuff, you know. somebody sawing a branch out while he's sitting on it. It's better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than meet some fool busy with a stupid project. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna itch. If you repay good with evil, you will never get evil out of your house. That. If you repay good with evil, you will never get evil out of your house. One who returns evil for good will not depart from his house. Right? Remember that. I can't imagine repaying good with evil, but some people do. That's an evil person. Okay, 14. The start of an argument is like the first break in a dam. Stop it before it goes any farther. Got that? Don't argue. Now, we talked about this at length a couple days ago. About speaking softly. People listen. And in fact, let's jump over there real quick. Okay. A gentle answer. This is 15:1. A gentle answer quiets anger, but a harsh tone stirs one up. Kind words bring life, but cruel words crush your spirit. Okay. That was another one. Good people think before they answer. Evil people have a quick reply. So, just okay, where were we? Yep. Start of an argument is like the first break in a dam. Stop it before it goes any further. Got that? And it tells you how. Okay. Just if somebody's mad and they're coming to you, calm, peaceful, a gentle answer takes wrath away. Okay. I'm going to do a study on how to argue. Okay. 15. Condemning the innocent or letting the wicked go, both are hateful to the Lord. You know what's going on in the news right now? Right now. Just happened yesterday. A man who did absolutely nothing is accused of doing absolutely everything and fined like $360 million for doing nothing. And the person who did stuff, they're just, well, we're not going to charge him for that. Okay? Hateful to the Lord. And they won't get away with it. Okay? 16. It does a fool no good to spend money on education because he has no common sense. Okay? And you see some fools go to college and they spend the whole couple of years partying and getting drunk all the time. No common sense. Okay? Some people should just go out and get a job. Friends always show their love. What are relatives for if not to share trouble? Now that's an interesting way of putting this. What I'm used to is a friend loves at all times and a brother is born for adversity. Okay? We're going to make them scream. Yeah. Friends always show their love. What are relatives for if not to share trouble? I mean, my brother calls me. I have a little brother. You know, little being, I mean, he's in his 50s now, but he calls me whenever he's in trouble. You know, because he's my brother. That's what brothers are for, right? 18. Only someone with no sense would promise to be responsible for someone else's debts. I have never heard that put like that either, but a lot of that goes on. Yeah, a person lacking in sense shakes hands and becomes a guarantor in the presence of his neighbor. Okay. This is co-signing, okay? If you're co-signing without getting some kind of collateral, then yeah, you're a fool. And that is prevalent all over Proverbs, like the cosign or the guarantee somebody else's debt. Don't be like a bank. That's what banks do, okay? A bank is responsible for someone else's debt, okay? You buy a car from a dealer, and it's between you and the dealer, but the bank will step in and say, okay, I will pay for the car, and I will guarantee his loan. So the car dealer, he's been paid, it's over, he don't care. Now it's between you and the bank is guaranteeing your debt. If you're going to be like a bank and guarantee somebody else's debt, that's going to get you in trouble. Okay, gets a lot of banks in trouble too. Okay, 19. To like sin is to like making trouble. If you brag all the time, you're asking for trouble. One who loves wrongdoing loves strife. One who makes his doorway high seeks destruction. One who makes his doorway high seeks destruction. If you brag all the time, you're asking for trouble. Or make a show of your wealth. Wow, okay. We'll just highlight this part right here. Because we talk about being humble. Constantly, always be humble. Okay? And there says it. If you brag, you're asking for trouble. Which is the same as one who makes his doorway high seeks destruction. High on a pedestal. Anyone who thinks and speaks evil can expect to find nothing good, only disaster. Right? Say good things, think good things. Okay? One of the biggest problems in the world today is pessimism. Always looking for the bad, and even in good situations, you're going to look for the bad. And that's not good. If you think and speak that's evil. Looking for the bad. Speaking of the bad, worrying. It says all over the Bible not to worry. Okay? People do anyways, but and that's because demons are saying, what if? There should be no what ifs, Today's nice, it's beautiful. I'm breathing. Find the good in things. And think good. If you look for trouble, if you only look for the bad in stuff, you're only going to see the bad in stuff. Yeah. So, if your house is leaking, it's dripping, and there's a bucket, the house is worthless, there's a drip over there in the ceiling, but the rest of the house is not leaking, okay? The rest of it's one drip in one little spot. And in one little spot this big, you're going to condemn the whole house. The best I could come up with on short notice. Okay. So, we talked about that, so we'll highlight it. Stop. Talked about stuff, so we'll highlight stuff we talked about. 21. There's nothing but sadness and sorrow for parents whose children do foolish things. Yeah. One of those kids that didn't get enough discipline when they were young, and now they're out. You see all these kids protesting and looting stores and tearing up cars and carjacking people and gluing their hands to the street. And you see these crazy kids. How do you think their parents feel about that? They can't show their face. Oh, that was my son. I'm so proud. No. Look at my new jacket. Right. There is nothing but sadness and sorrow for parents whose children do foolish things. Here you go. This is really big time important. Being cheerful keeps you healthy. It is a slow death to be gloomy all the time. I love the way that says that. And that's from a joyful heart is good medicine, which is a verse most people recognize because I said it. But a broken spirit dries up the bones. I've never read this thought for thought. I really like that. And that goes right along with 20. Anyone who thinks and speaks evil can expect to find nothing good, only disaster. Being cheerful keeps you healthy. It is a slow death to be gloomy all the time. And some people are, Like Eeyore, remember him? I don't know, nothing's good, everything's bad. And the rest of Winnie the Pooh are trying to cheer him up, but nothing ever works. Okay, don't be like that. Okay, find something to be happy about. There's always something to be happy about. My right elbow hurts. You know what? But my other elbow and my knees don't hurt. That's only 1 out of 4. Hooray! Just be cheerful. Not always easy, but it's right here. Being cheerful keeps you healthy. Okay, 23. Corrupt judges accept secret bribes, and then justice is not done. Yeah, do we need to go anywhere with that? Do you watch anything that's going on in the world today? Do you think judges are corrupt? You better believe they are. Oh my goodness. They can be part of the club if you do this. Yeah, I'm not even going to highlight that. That just makes me mad. An intelligent person aims at wise action, but a fool starts off in many directions. Yeah, right. Foolish children bring grief to their fathers and bitter regrets to their mothers. Yeah, that goes along with that. Yeah, we're 21. Nothing but sadness and sorrow for parents whose children do foolish things. Okay. 26. It's not right to make an innocent person pay a fine. Justice is perverted when good people are punished. Oh, wow. And what just happened in New York yesterday? Okay. An innocent person has to pay $350 million. Of course, he'll appeal it, but still, there's lots of people that get sued, and they didn't do anything, and they're forced to pay anyways. Why? Because corrupt judges accepting secret bribes. And then justice is not done. We'll make that yellow just so we can pick those two together. Right there in Proverbs. Rip right out of today's headlines, huh? Those who are sure of themselves do not talk all the time. Keep your mouth shut. Got that? People who stay calm have real insight. Okay. After all, even fools may be thought wise and intelligent if they stay quiet and keep their mouth shut. Okay. There you go. So, we'll just highlight that too, because I like it. So, that's Proverbs 17. We highlighted most of it, didn't we? We'll just read them. We already talked about them. Gold and silver are tested by a fire, and a person's heart is tested by the Lord. Talked about that. If you make fun of poor people, you insult the God who made them. You will be punished if you take pleasure in someone's misfortune. Right. A person on the street, a person holding a sign, you make fun of him? You're insulting the God who made him. Okay? Jesus said, what you do to the least of these, you have done to me. That's good and bad. If you do something good for them, the poor people, you have done something good for God. If you make fun of them, you are doing that to God. Right, remember that. That's really important. And that includes your enemies. If you take pleasure in someone's misfortune. Okay. And we highlighted 6. Grandparents are proud of their grandchildren, just as children are proud of their parents. Respected people do not tell lies. Got that? Will they be respected? Always tell the truth. And if you always tell the truth, you will never have to remember anything. And fools have nothing worthwhile to say. We highlighted 8.2. Some people think a bribe works like magic. They believe it can do anything. And we did talk about that at length. It's always fun to compare that verse to Congress and the government and what they do with lobbyists and stuff. If you want people to like you, forgive them when they wrong you. Remembering wrongs can break up a friendship. Right? Overlook stuff. Okay? People are human. Just, you know what? I'm going to highlight it 14. Just the start of an argument is like a first break in a dam. Stop it before it goes any further. Okay, and we went back to Proverbs 15, verse 1. And it said, a quiet answer turns away wrath, or a gentle answer. So, how do you stop an argument before it goes any further? Before the dam breaks? Gentle answer. Quiet spirit. Makes them calm down. If you talk quiet, they'll have to calm down so they can hear what you're saying. Mm-hmm. We highlighted 15. Condemning the innocent or letting the wicked go. Both are hateful to the Lord. Yeah. So much that you can't even read these without thinking about the Department of Justice. And bad people get away with stuff, and good people that do nothing aren't. There's people that have been rotting in a prison for, it's going on, it's going on over 3 years now, and they did nothing. Okay, police opened some doors. The police opened doors, and the police said, "Come on in," and then they were arrested for trespassing and thrown in prison without a trial. Okay. Yeah. Hateful to the Lord. See, I told you I'd get off on a tangent on that verse. We'll highlight a 17. Friends always show their love. What are relatives for if not to share trouble? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I don't know who's up this early. Okay. We highlighted 18. Only someone who with no sense would promise to be responsible for someone else's debts. Yeah. You co-sign for your kids? Let them work for their own stuff. Or give it to them. Okay? You'll end up paying for it anyways. So you might as well just give it to them. Or don't give it to them and let them work for it themselves. Okay? And that goes for friends and everybody. Okay? I'm going to highlight part of 19. If you brag all the time, you're asking for trouble. Right? Be humble. I know I've said that more than 100 times. So. We highlighted 20. Anyone who thinks and speaks evil can expect to find nothing good, only disaster. Anyone who thinks and speaks evil can expect to find nothing good, only disaster. Or, over here, one who has a crooked mind finds nothing good. And one who is corrupted in his language, falls into evil. Yeah. Think good things. Okay. Highlighted 21. There is nothing but sadness and sorrow for parents whose children do foolish things. Yeah. Went into that. And it goes down here with 25. Foolish children bring grief to their fathers and bitter regrets to their mothers. Right, those two go together. And 22. This is like the most important one in the whole chapter, I think. Being cheerful keeps you healthy. It is slow death to be gloomy all the time. Nobody really wants to. Yeah. I mean, two more that go together. 23. Corrupt judges accept secret bribes, and then justice is not done. Jump down to 26. It is not right to make the innocent person pay a fine. Justice is perverted when good people are punished. Right? Those two go together. Just like 21 and 25. Okay. 21 said there's nothing but sadness and sorrow for parents whose children do foolish things. And then 25, foolish children bring grief to their fathers and bitter regrets to their mothers. And 27. Those who are sure of themselves do not talk all the time. People who stay calm have real insight. Okay? And keep calm. Keep your mouth shut. Okay? And it says, goes on to say in 28, that even a fool that keeps his mouth shut can seem wise. People won't know the difference. Right? So there you have it. There's Proverbs 17. All the pretty colors and highlightings. Everything was on there. So there you have it. Have a good day. Come back later and we'll do the Bible in 1 year. We're still in Leviticus and rules and laws and what they need to do and what they don't need to do. And this is the part and the laws and the Torah, that the Jews it's still their Bible today, and all those rules and laws, and they try and keep them and try to ensnare their people when they don't keep them. And there's a lot of them. But we'll do that. We'll keep going because we want to read the whole Bible in a year. But till then, remember, stay humble, be happy. Okay? If you're happy, then you won't have to worry about it. You'll be healthy. So be happy. See you later.